I call Phil Twyford.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I want to start by commenting on Clause 7, Part 2, which includes the transitional provisions that Mike Sabin was just referring to. And my comments here is that actually this clause, 7 subclause 2, probably is the only sensible clause in the entire bill, because it offers a modicum of reasonableness in allowing workers who are caught between two stools. It allows them to be paid, if they've already started on the old new entrant rate, it enables them a kind of a grace period of 3 months or 200 hours to be paid as if this Act had not been passed. Well, Sir, I've got an idea for a new amendment that we'll put on the table. How about we treat the whole damn bill as if it had not been passed? Because this odious, pathetic bill brought to the House by the National Party illustrates the poverty of failure. And it's not the poverty of failure that is a blight on communities all up and down this country, sir, the youth unemployment crisis. It's the poverty of failure that this government demonstrates with the fact that it's bereft of ideas, it's bereft of vision, it has no ideas about what to do about the job crisis, and the best it can do for young people in this country is to bring a bill to this House that cuts their wages. And whichever way you slice it, this bill is unfair, it's discriminatory. And I ask Mike Sabin, who loves to stand up and say, oh, the opposition are obsessed with all this socialist ideology and they're demonising employers. Well, I ask him why he doesn't bring a bill to this House that would actually provide a step up into the employment market for a group of people in this country who disproportionately suffer high rates of unemployment. And I'm talking about the people who live in the far north. The people in Northland suffer very high unemployment. So I challenge Mike Sabin to bring a bill to this House that cuts the wages of people in Northland. Why not do that? It's exactly the same principle. If that member is consistent and he cares about unemployment in Northland, then bring a bill to this House that cuts the wages of people in Northland. Let's have a starting out rate for people that live in Northland, or Kawerau, or Murupara, or Gisborne. Let's cut the wages of people who live in high unemployment rates. There's no reason, under the logic of the National Party, there's no reason we shouldn't cut the wages of the people we live in Northland. How about another group of people who suffer high rates of unemployment and find it very hard to get into the labour market? How about people who have physical disabilities and mental disabilities? Because they find it really hard to get a job because an employer won't take a chance on them. Well, I say to the members on that side of the House, let's cut their wages to $11. Actually, why not cut it lower than $11? Let's cut it to $10 or $9 an hour. Because that would give people with disabilities a leg up into the labour market, and that's what they need. So let's cut the wages of people with disabilities. There are other groups around in society who suffer higher rates of unemployment. Māori people, Pacific people, new migrants, refugees, they all find it really hard to get into the job market. They all suffer disproportionate rates of unemployment. So following the logic of the National Party, let's cut their wages. There is no earthly reason why the same logic that underlies this bill shouldn't be applied to disabled people, ethnic minorities, people who live in Northland, Murupara, Bluff, the west coast of the South Island. There are lots of people who are disadvantaged in this labour market. And why shouldn't they be the beneficiaries of the same Tory charity that's cutting the wages of young people in this country? And the members on that side of the House are silent, sir, because they know that that analogy illustrates the absolute poverty of imagination and vision that is behind this bill. Simon O'Connor got up and talked about the fact there's a sort of fundamentalism on the Labour benches that is behind our opposition to this bill. Well, it's not fundamentalism, Mr O'Connor. It's a belief in basic ideas of human dignity and decency and the equality of all citizens in our democracy. Basic ideas that that member and his colleagues don't seem to have any idea about. Secondly, not only is it unfair, Mr Speaker...
The Honourable Michael Woodhouse.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I just want to take a quick call on part 2 in respect of the questions that were raised by the members Fenton and Moroney. And in fact, Ms Moroney,